Marcus here with you for Arcadia Economics, up on the rooftop pool deck here at Sayulinda Hotel in Sayulita, Mexico. That's all right, you can go on ahead. Just talking silver to the world, something everybody can enjoy. As you see, Americans and Mexicans getting along, overcoming tariffs and all sorts of other silly governmental things. For a shared love of silver, which I might add, at least on the Kitco chart, is up about 32 cents last check. I believe we saw silver go down below the $22 level. Aspiring Alchemist, you let me know when you'd like our Arcadian taxi to pick you up from the airport, because I wish you were here too. I wish everybody home who was at risk of getting attacked by a needlepoint from a unhealthy government official could experience what life is like after the dollar. I didn't want to wait for the rest of the world to lose faith in the dollar to start living my own way. And fortunately, as we discussed at Silverfest 2, these are the kind of things that really anybody can start doing. Doesn't even take a lot of silver, but the panel of how to get involved in the silver industry, which was discussed, will be airing later today. I want to stay focused on the silver price and also take some questions here, though, because we saw silver get pummeled pretty thoroughly, really since February. Then it rallied a couple of times, and now, after getting, I believe it went below 22, went at least down to 22, below that, and certainly feels like the last couple of weeks, last week or two, it rallied more often than it had been, at least for a while. Now, could this just be silver going back up to 25 bucks, or who knows? And maybe I'll check in on something regarding this, because, well, my understanding is that basically some of the traitorous groups to the United States, like the Exchange Stabilization Fund and others, that basically draw a line in the sand and and send that idiot Rustin Venom out to lie about it. Or actually, no, he finally told the truth when he said the day that silver went over 30 bucks that they acted quickly to fraudulently tamp down the price because they knew their entire scheme was almost over. And I say entire scheme, not just silver or the paper dollar, but all of this. The Clintons going around, the Bushes going around, launching wars, all this stuff. This is at least just my personal belief, is that hinges on the dollar. And that's why, for all the people who are frustrated, why does this take so long, or I'm tired of hearing it's manipulated, I can certainly understand that. But at least, hopefully that helps explain why. And then I think as investors, our option is to not, well, I mean, you can hope and want what you want, but thinking about what you think is going to happen or where we are and what reality is presenting, and then making a strategy that adjusts to that, is something that I am a fan of. Aspiring Alchemist says, Chris, it seems like shortages are happening. What do you think? Well, fortunately, everything seems to be in plenty supply here. And Michael Cole wants to know if I have that strawberry daiquiri in my other hand. I do, Michael. I'm on it, bro. This isn't some Keynesian investor channel. Now, I'm going to keep it above the neck here. I may be topless on this beach chair, but we'll get back here. Let's see. So, with those shortages, all right, I'm going to put it back here. You can see the beach instead of my head. I mean, I'm going on secondhand reports. Hey, Church of Entropy, good to see you back there again. Been a little while since I've seen you, but nice to have you back. And I'm hearing reports of the shortages. I believe they're accurate. I read plenty about it. I see videos. Cliff High makes videos where he talks about some more of the in-depth things that he's able to capture with his model, especially scrubbing the dark and deep web. Now, this is perhaps not a completely random guess, but I've wondered, when we see semiconductor shortages, is that something that started with a lack of silver? I maintain my belief that while they were able to suppress the price since February, I think something broke back then, and they've been scrambling pretty hard, which is why they've acknowledged the comments they have. I would say in terms of a silver shortage, you can listen to the stuff Andy Scheckman says because he sees that closer up in certain aspects than I do. And whether it's an overt shortage, I have not yet been able to understand why we would have shortages in all of these other areas, and then you have an area like silver, an industry like silver, where, even I don't know if people were expecting semiconductor shortages, but a lot of people have been expecting the silver shortage. So I would say if somehow we do not yet have one, certainly it would seem like the conditions are in place for one in the near future. So let's see. Someone here says, where'd that comment go? Come back. Doing this on my phone. How nifty is that? What is his name? Betters says, no way. Supply constraints are due to lack of silver. Come on. Well, I'm not sure if that's sarcasm or is agreeing or not, but I mean, that's my belief, and I'm not saying that one I know for sure or not, but I think that's the fun part of trading and why I enjoy what I do rather than working for a fund where everyone can have their own interpretation of the facts. The way I look at my goal with the channel is to pass along things that I think most people are unaware of or have not considered or thought of, and then you can make your own decisions. So Michael Cole says, is the chip shortage due in part to a lack of silver? I don't know the answer 100%, but the way I look at things and was trained as an option trader, if I'm making an even money bet, I would certainly think there's some possibility there. And that's why, going back to the main focus of this video, where we see silver up again, hey, is this just random variance, or are we getting closer to what I've certainly been waiting for a long time, where we finally see a breakout, a resolution of the leverage? Perhaps early to say, but I combine that in the context of what is going on with basically the entire world. I mean, you see people chanting, "Let's go Brandon," at sports games across the country. I mean, this is a country where we had multiple Bush family members running the empire. We had the Clintons, we had Richard Nixon. So, I mean, it's not like we've had some great leadership, but here now seeing in this vaccination era where people are really starting to question people like Anthony Fauci and who knew what and did what and who was directly lying, where now people are being threatened with loss of employment if they don't take. I mean, this is the same. You have the Bush family that comes up with the DARE program while they're selling cocaine around the planet. I mean, it's who are these Mexican cartels? I wonder if the Bush family is getting any basis points. And then later on, now we're drug addicts if we use what shaman cultures have considered medicine for thousands of years before the Bushes came around. But you are putting society at risk if you don't take an experimental vaccine that seems to be having a lot of repercussions. And by the way, Chuck Schumer, fuck you, asshole, that he was caught making these laws that are putting people's lives and families at risk while he was caught dancing up at some party without his mask on. So, fortunately, the traders are exposing themselves. Where does that leave silver? Well, certainly I've been buying and shopping for some options and silver miners of a variety of durations, maturities, and strikes on various different products. I do that with the assumption that things may take longer than I expect. And again, that's where, trading to your own style, investing to your own style. Everyone has different parameters. For some people, just sticking with silver, physical silver, is the way to go. And I'm glad I'm not a financial advisor. I love talking about this stuff, though. And one of the takeaways from Silverfest, called it Silver Squeeze, was really how much fun we all had on that software, the hop-in software, giving away a lot of silver, and really a lot of the things that I'd like to start doing going forward there, where we can talk in uncensored fashion. So anyway, a lot of good things happening, and whether silver pops tomorrow or next year, gee, when you look at the things that are coming out and that people are realizing that, well, I'll put it like this, and maybe I'll take a little heat for saying this, but we'll say it anyway. If you take the Jeffrey Doherty perspective, that great moment where George Norrie once asked him about the fall of the Roman Empire, I still remember the first time I heard that answer, which I've listened to several times since, and he says, George, did the Roman Empire really fall? Or was that base of power shifted to the Roman Catholic Church, which has really dominated 2,000 years of political and religious history since then? I'll leave that one open-ended so you can decide for yourself, just some things to think about, or that I think about, and maybe at least a partial explanation. Oh, look, there's Yar. Yar at the pool. You're live on YouTube.
Hi, everyone.
Yar, what do you think about today's silver rally?
Oh, it went straight up. It looked great. It was like me on the rooftop.
Right, and I think that's perhaps why the mining shares are doing well also. And but Yar, are we going to do Silver Industry Spring Break in Sayulita? Or Silver Spring Break Sayulita?
Spring break with silver surfing camp and all kinds of good silver stuff.
Okay, well, and you're interviewing Dave Kranzler. The fans can get that on the channel later today?
Yes, later today on the roof, from the rooftop.
Very grateful says hi, Yara.
Hi,
Aspiring Alchemist says hi.
Hi.
I lost the comments for a second, but Yara, in terms of, we've seen silver rally, seems like a little change in the pattern over the last couple of weeks. Now, silver has gone up to $29 a couple times in the last year or so, then come back down. So without a full failure on the COMEX, I would say it's still conceivable. You could see a rally to the 29 level. Now I know fraudulent Ross Benham and the traders that he works with, including you, Donna Falk-White. By the way, we're going to broadcast our own trial against the CFTC here. So we'll handle all that later, but even though Ross Benham confirmed the price fixing operation at $30, and I've heard that level line in the sand was moved down, who really knows? I mean, even fraudulent bankers that sell assets that they can't deliver run into pressure points here and there, maybe Basel III, or Yara, there's a Basel IV too.
I'd heard Basel IV was on the horizon.
So, a lot of this, that's why I see it as a poker game where we don't have full information, but as Ed the Lorax, I believe that says accumulate, even better than accumulating. I would say if there's anything that I've accumulated that has been helpful, it has been making the decision to take accountability of the things I do. So if I'm trading and I make a trade, all right, maybe this guy said this or that, but I make the trade because I made that decision. And I think that's something that a lot of people who are watching this get and understand, but worth mentioning again. And we'll see how this all shakes out, where silver will be soon enough. But, I mean, if you listen to Joe Biden talk and think, wow, that's the guy I want babysitting my silver, then, make the decisions that are right for you. And either case, hopefully this was helpful. We will have a video with Yara Vinay and Dave Kranzler coming up soon, as well as, Yara, what is the next panel we're releasing from Silverfest? Is that how to get involved in the silver industry?
It is, with you and Rob.
Well, that was a fun one. Silverfest 2 was fun. I know not everybody made it there because we were a little, had our hands full. In fact, it was almost canceled, but we were still able to give away hundreds of ounces of silver, which we're counting up. And Yara, if people won silver at Silverfest 2, what is the proper way to claim those ounces and get the address that those will be shipped out to?
If you haven't already emailed me or Jennifer Rankin, or messaged us through the Hop-In platform, which was the best way to get in touch with us at the time. You can email me, Yara, Y-A-R-R-A, at arcadiaeconomics.com, and I will make sure that we've got you on the list. We do have a record of everybody who won, so we'll be able to know who we missed. But if you didn't talk to me or Jennifer, please make sure you email me.
Check this out. Gold Miner James says Jennifer emailed out a form, so fill that out. Van Tanarahan says Silverfest was awesome. Can't wait for next year. Well, I can't wait to see you back there. Isn't Mexico the #1 producer of silver? That's right, Michael Cole. This is the silver capital. I think there's a big silver deposit under that pool yard. That's what I'm personally picking up there.
I will go check it out.
You go check it out.
All right.
I'm going to get back on this strawberry daiquiri. And yes, again, I know this will, we'll see how this shakes out, but we really do want everybody to get the silver that we awarded at Silverfest 2.
But give us a little time to get it.
Be patient. You know, we're figuring this out as we go along. Perhaps I'm better at late night being able to convince a couple silver executives to donate hundreds of ounces of silver. So just make sure that if you did win, we're compiling. We have a bunch of lists coming from different people, but we do want everybody to get it. I like to think that there are many in the audience who have already won silver and shared messages on Twitter. So we're not just saying that. We do want you to have it. I sit here sometimes in front of the ocean and think, wow, what a blessing that I've somehow concocted some scheme where other people give silver. I sit by the pool, we give the silver away, and everybody is happy. So Gold Miner James, Silverfest was unreal. If you missed it, view the replay videos. Well, I sure appreciate that you feel that way. I don't know how much this came across. This year was a lot tougher behind the scenes. I mean, I moved multiple times here in the U.S., then out of the country. Yara recently left the U.S. There were some things, obviously, you always wish you had more time and could be more prepared, yet what I was really excited about was A, it seemed like people had a lot of fun, and B, that even though maybe we didn't get the word out as we might have liked, or the schedule got here or there pushed back a little bit, a lot of the ideas that I thought of last year after Silverfest 1 in terms of just making it something more sustainable, almost like an ESPN of silver, so that we could have something ongoing. Because I love that Hop-In software. We already talked with Dave Kranzler. We might do hang out with Dave Kranzler night next Thursday. It's great because for the people who, I understand some people, maybe they just want to catch a video here or there, and that's great. But for some of the people who want to hear what we think on some of the censoring issues, just a lot that's possible. Also ways to get people involved. Make this so you really feel like you have a home where if you have ideas or want to interact with others or ask questions to people like Dave Kranzler, David Morgan, Silver Bill Murphy, Rob Keats, and all these other people that I'm quite grateful to not only know but call friends. And guess what? I think we're reaching a deal to sponsor Rafi the Wise from the Endgame Investor, which means he's going to be more involved. I think we'll be getting possibly even a weekly silver report from Rafi. So expanding a lot, more coverage, more pools, more nice views, more silver spring break in Sayulita. And we'll be getting more panels from Silverfest coming your way. So hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. That way, if we give away a trip to Mexico, which could happen in the near future, you will be able to try and claim it first. So with that said, who knows what's going to happen with silver? Actually, I think everybody watching this video does. We'll see how the timeline shakes out, but hope you're having a great day enjoying the rally, and I will see you again soon.